Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today for your Sunday series is going to be a best of 5 here between Rogue and Reynor. It's going to be the first ever 1440p cast on the Falcon Paladin channel, and the first for the other one as well, because this channel is not very old, but you know the story. Okay, so I got myself a 1440p monitor for Christmas, and man, it is big. And anyway, let's get right into it here. Top left corner, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Rogue, and in the bottom right, it is the red Zerg player, Reynor. So Italy versus Korea here. Reynor is someone who has kind of struggled in ZVZ against Koreans. He's done very well against Serral. He's got Serral kind of figured out. I think 2020, he's won more games than he's lost against the Finnish player, but his ZVZ against Koreans is not super hot. So I'm interested to see how he's going to do here against Rogue in this ZVZ best of 5. Is he going to just kind of look kind of lost? Because the European version of ZVZ and the Korean version of ZVZ is very different. But as it stands, we do have some differences here already. So they went hatch first both, but gas early from Rogue, which does indicate he wants to go for speedlings pretty darn quickly, whereas Reynor went for a more standard, well, not necessarily more standard, but he did get his pool before his extractor, which indicates a less of a desire to go for those early speedlings. You can defend, though. Like, he's going to get speed at a point where he can have speed to defend against them when they show up from Rogue. But I don't think he's going to head out there and try to get any damage done super early. Because, again, his gas is just a little bit later. Both actually putting their spawning pools in different locations here, too. Kind of walling off against incoming Ling attacks. And they put your queen right here, basically, and it's hard for Lings to get in this area. They have to go all the way around to start their attacks, and that can just really mess up their micro. So 2 queens on the way from each player, some Lings on the way from Rogue, and drones here from Reynor. So if he can afford to hold on a little bit, drone up a little bit harder, and still make some Lings in time to deal with the ones that Rogue is sending across, then he's going to be in a fine spot. You'll notice, no speed. He wants to go Roach. He's getting an evolution chamber here. Yeah, this has got to be some kind of a +1 Roach style play, but this is Lings, man. This is Lings with speed from Rogue. We'll see what Reynor does. I'm surprised he's not throwing up the evolution chamber to kind of wall off this natural base area. That is very confusing indeed. And a third base from Rogue at 230. What matchup does he think he's playing? That's a pretty fast third base, man. And he is going to throw down the evolution chamber in that wall. But this one's... Oh, what the... What? 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 He's getting... Okay, now he's starting speed. Wow. So he's getting +1 melee attack here. And getting speed super late. And there's a Baneling nest already on the way here from Rogue. This is very interesting stuff. He wants to have the upper hand in Ling versus Ling battles, as well as Ling in small numbers of Roach battles, because +1 Lings are actually pretty fantastic in that situation. You know, if it's a huge group of 20 or 30 Roaches, no, the Lings aren't going to do anything, but if it's smaller groups of Roaches, 5, 6, 7 or so, and your +1 Lings can get a surround on those guys, they will die pretty fast. That's a lot of Zerglings from Rogue. He's going to go. He's going to make some Banelings. He's going to try to bust this thing. And again, that's why you have a wall. Your Roach Warren is here. It's so weird. Is that a fake out? Is he trying to make Rogue think he's going Roaches, but he's really... Oh my gosh, he's really going +1 Lings. This is so crazy. I mean, Rogue's going for that Ling flood, man. He's got 20 more Lings in production, in addition to the 25 he already has. He's actually down 26 to 32 workers, obviously. So the Roach Warren gets scouted. But there's Banelings coming up. I don't know. Reynor can't hold. He can hold against Banelings without any Banelings. I don't like this at all. You usually wall off like this if you have Roaches behind the wall to hit. Nothing. No Roaches at all. Is he just going to try to Baneling bust? Oh, he does Baneling bust through. Yeah, this is so hard to micro. Oh my gosh. All right. So is the Roach Warren even a big deal? He abandons the Roach Warren entirely. +1 attack is just now finishing up, but it's too much. Reynor taps out, and Rogue is your winner in game number 1. Oh, it's a 4-minute game 1 here. I see how it is. Yeah, man. I don't know what Reynor was trying to do. He was trying to fake Rogue out into thinking it was Roaches, but instead it was +1 Lings. But +1 Lings with no Baneling support is just not going to work out for you, man. That is not how you want to play that at all. I'm really surprised by this strategy out of Reynor. Is this just going to be a quick 3-0 out of Rogue? It certainly feels like it is. Look at this. Look at this resources loss. 1,700 to 1,000. 700 to 1,000. That is almost a 2-to-1 ratio. All that Rogue lost was 3 banelings and 12 lings. That's it. He killed 30 zerglings, 13 drones, 3 queens, an evolution chamber. Absolutely disgusting play from Rogue. He just, I don't know. Would it have been holdable if there had been roaches here instead? I think so. I think if he's got 6 or 7 roaches back here, providing DPS, providing wall support against those banes, I think it goes a lot better for him. But Rogue went for it. Maybe he called the bluff and said, you think you're walled off, but you are not. You're going, for some reason, +1 lings. I think maybe he's trying to go for a spire. That's what the quick lair was for. But no, man. Rogue called your bluff. GG. All right, so that's game 1. Let's move into game number 2, huh? We'll be right back with that. Game number 2 is here on Deathora. Top left, Reynor. He is red. And in the bottom right, Rogue. He is blue. A lot of R versus R here today. Woo! All right. So happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the Sunday series. That was a pretty quick game number 1, but ZVZ can kind of be like that. PvP as well, right? Cannon rushing and TVT with their proxy barracks and... I don't know. Mirror matchups I feel like are a little bit shorter than normal matchups, but TVT can go pretty darn long, what with their tank lines and Vikings and ghosts and battle cruisers and stuff. Anywho, yeah, I hope you're enjoying the 1440. If you've been downscaling on your 1440 monitor or, I don't know, your TV for my 1080 recordings and posts recently. Well, for my entire channel, actually. Hope it's good. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this in 1440 and we can be friends. All right, so both players going for that 16 Hatcher Rooney, which is pretty safe to do. You can 12 pool here, but I think players have generally figured out how to hold against a 12 pool and keep your natural base and win the game. Because that's the trick. If you're going to 12 pool against a Zerg, you better kill their natural base. If you don't do that, you are in a world of hurt. Build's basically the same thing here. Extractor into pool for both players. Again, I still am not sure what Reynor was trying to do in that last game. It was something sneaky. He was definitely trying to make Rogue think that he was going roaches and then just didn't do it. And then it reminds me of the Day 9 phrase, if your opponent is doing something weird, just go kill him. And I think that's exactly what Rogue did. He was like, something weird is happening here. I don't see any roaches behind this wall, but there's a roach warren. Let's just go. We're going to Baneling bust the wall. We're going to Baneling down these queens and then just win the game with Banelings. And did. Because you can't hold a Ling Bane attack if you don't have any Banelings of your own or any roaches of your own. You need one of those things. If you're trying to hold against a gas-heavy composition with a 0 gas composition, it's not going to work out for you as a Zerg player. At least not in ZVZ. I'm trying to think of what else. I guess if your opponent is going Mass Immortal against you, and you go Mass Speedling against it, you'll probably be fine. So not necessarily the case on the other matchups, but in ZVZ it definitely does seem to be the case. Quick plug for the Falcon Paladin Hour. It's a podcast featuring myself and Somicron. We cast it live out on twitch.tv/Somicron every week, Tuesdays in the United States at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to watch us, twitch.tv/Somicron. You can also find the podcast in your podcast app by just searching Falcon Paladin, wherever you are, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, whatever it is. We're there, and we're also on Spotify. If you like listening to music and podcasts on Spotify, you can find us there too. We talk about StarCraft 2 quite a bit. We make bets on StarCraft. Somicron lost our most recent bet. Finally, I won one for the first time in forever. But yeah, be sure to check it out. And it's a pretty fun time. All right, so a couple lings moving out here from Rogue. That's a really fast lair from Reynor. Holy smokes, that's a fast lair. Second gas. I really think he's trying to get mutas out here. And I'm just not sure that's a great idea. Oh, there's your lair from... You know what? Reynor's doing the same darn thing. Roach Warren starting from Reynor. Get a Roach... Oh, third base from Rogue, man. Kind of walling off, but not really. Again, super third base coming up. While I was talking about the podcast, he snuck that third base out under my nose. Crazy, crazy stuff. Rogue is also making 16 Zerglings. Is he doing the same thing he did in the last game? No, because he's getting Carapace instead of a Baneling Nest. But still, he's going to try to Link Flood this thing. And without Banelings, this might go well for Reynor. He's actually getting roaches this time. Because he's getting Quill Reconstitution. Although the production tab says no. There we go. 1 roach getting started now. Yeah, further walling off is happening here. Because guess what? The Lings are at the front door, baby. You're going to try to snipe down your Roach Warren. They don't have the benefit of that Carapace upgrade yet. Because that takes a while to finish, friends. But they're going to get through this Roach Warren eventually. Where are my roaches? There we go. Finally popping out of those stupid eggs. 4 more are on the way, but oh my gosh. He's going to cancel Glio Reconstitution. Denies roach speed entirely. And then sees there's actually roaches and says, I don't know if this is going to be good for me. +1 armor, not as good against roaches and +1 attack is for these Lings. Yeah, so Spire on the way from Reynor, actually. So handful of roaches. And then he goes into Spire. This is some sneaky stuff. Third base and a bit of... Nah, it's actually a canceled third. Roaches, well, you know what? Is that enough for roaches to save it? Well, at this point, probably, but that was close. That was close from Rogue. He decided not to go for it, being a little bit more cautious than perhaps I would have been in that situation, but that's why he's the professional, and that's why he's a world champion, and I am not. 3 Mutalisks in production from Reynor. Spire on the way from Rogue here, too. He needs to start Spores at some point. Does he know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know about the Spire. Ah, but the Overseer comes in. Oh my gosh, he didn't see it.
Our forces are under attack.
Now he knows. Okay, so now he knows there's Mutas. Immediately tosses down 3 Spores. Remember the time in StarCraft 2 when every ZVZ was just mass Muta versus mass Muta? And they finally just had to say, fine, we're going to make Spores a lot better against Mutalisks than anything else. They gave Spores that bonus against biological setup, and now they're amazing as base defense against Mutalisks. And we are saved from every ZVZ for the rest of all time being Muta versus Muta. These Lings are mashing themselves into a wall here. It's not working out for them. They're not getting through that. The Mutas understand there's already Spores up, but we can maybe supply block Rogue. We keep killing Overlords. That'd be cool. Maybe pick off a Queen that's a little bit too far on the edge. No, that's a well-positioned Queen from Rogue. 9 Mutas on the way from Rogue, though. So this is going to be Muta versus Muta battle with Roach support from Reynor, too. 6 Mutas out for Reynor and 12 in production from Rogue. Muta's still finding more stuff to try and do here. Zergling's actually, yeah, going to kill a Roach. Not bad with your +1 armor there. No attack upgrades whatsoever. But Reynor suddenly, army supply is 67 to 40. How did he do that? ZVZ sometimes is very witchcraft. Look at this. How do you have a giant army when you have as many workers as Rogue does? I guess the trick here is that Rogue went for a humongous Ling attack that did nothing. So, yeah. These Roaches are going to get some stuff done. It's 3 drones down, but not much otherwise. The Muta count is high enough that actually the Roaches don't feel like they can just win the game. If you show up with enough Roaches compared to a smaller number of Mutalisks, you can just kill everything before the Mutas stop you. But in this case, it's like a 1-to-1 ratio, and that is not where you want to be against them Roaches at all. So still, Mutalisks, and it is going to be Muta versus Muta. And one of the first, this might be one of the first Muta versus Muta ZVZs I have cast in some time. Again, that effort to prevent every ZVZ from being Muta versus Muta was really effective in the long run. Roaches do get in here to the 3rd base of Rogue and effectively shut it down. Going after some of these drones, very nice. Oh, are these drones just being sacrificed? They are. They're running back and forth. But 6 drones have gone down. It is 44 workers for Rogue and 49 from Reynor. So look at this. Reynor's 3rd base is super late. But you know what? He's fine economically. He's on equal base count. He's actually just down a couple workers now. Rogue really running hard to recover from that damage, and he's going to be all right. Mutalisk count is 16 to 20. Right now. +1 flyer attack is on the way from Reynor, but Rogue doesn't seem to be caring about that. He's getting no Muta upgrades at all, and instead +1 melee. I have no idea what that's all about. You're not going to win a game with Lings against someone who has a bigger flock of Mutalisks than you do. I guess if they complement each other, 1-1 Lings with a bunch of Mutalisks without upgrades can be alright. I like the Overlord spotting. Rogue just has map control right now. Reynor is very much backed into a corner. Not where you want to be. Also, maybe don't fight with Queen support Rogue. Don't fight against someone who's got their own mutas and queen support with transfuse and anti-air. Again, queens are a great helper in that situation. If you're being attacked by mutalisks, queens are fantastic in every situation versus anti-air things for the most part. I guess not carriers necessarily, but everything else they're pretty fantastically good. 127 to 119 supply. This is a tight match. I don't know if I can predict who's going to come out on top here, to be honest with you. Sniping a couple extractors there is nice. It is going to slow down the gas income for Reynor quite heavily, which cannot be a good experience at all for Reynor. He's down in supply, but not by much. Dude, this muta control. Rogue is just... He might be the best sloppy mutalisk player I've ever seen, where he will lose mutas, but he does so much with them that it counts as a good trade, even when they die. And he'll just make enough of them that it, like... Okay, I lost 9 mutalisks. I've got 31, and I'm going to make 15 more back home, so what does it matter, right? Yeah, this is not looking good. I think Reynor's getting picked apart by a superior mutalisk count. I'm surprised there's no infestor attempts here, no parasitic bomb attempts, as an infestor starts up from Reynor. Okay, alright, maybe we do need some spellcasters here, versus this massive mutalisk count that Rogue is rolling with. That's right. Rogue is rolling with it. It's an alliteration. Look it up. Transfuses on the spore to keep it alive. Very smart. 1/1 lings on the ground. Queens here. Enemy lings in the mix as well. They don't have any upgrades at all other than speed. Spore does get focused down. But once again, the transfuses and the anti-air of the queens with their +1 is going to be really good. And I think Rogue's going to lose. No, hang on. Hold up. Too many mutalisks, maybe. He lost a lot of mutalisks there, but seems like maybe he's just going to win it in the end there anyway. Dude, getting that infestor would be so hot, but it does sneak itself over to where a spore is. Is this GG? It's 122 to 86 total supply. Just, again, enough mutas that even if you're losing a ton of them, it really doesn't matter. And Rogue takes the really fast 2-0 lead over Reynor in our best of 5 series here today. Holy smokes. End of the day, 12,000 to 9,000 resources lost. So Rogue lost 28 mutas, but guess what? He killed so much stuff with those mutas. It's exactly what I'm talking about here. 2 infestors went down. I don't think they ever got even a fungal off. Killed 25 of Reynor's mutalisks. 28 drones. Worker count is 44 to 55 at the end of the game. 46 lings died, a roach warren, 3 spores, 5 extractors got picked off in this game. That's some really nice concentration on extractors, slowing down that gas income immensely for Reynor. And yeah, it's largely Rogue favored here on this income advantage tab. Yeah, largely. That's what we're looking at. So fantastic. All right, so that's game 2. Again, I'm not sure that Reynor really has it in him to defeat these Korean Zergs in a best of 5 series like this. So we'll see if he can pull it off. He's down, but he's not out. It's going to be hard to come back, but you know what? I think Reynor has it in him to do so. Will he pull it off? I don't know. Stick with it. We'll be right back. We're here on Romanticide for game number 3. Bottom right, Reynor. Top left, Rogue. It's, again, not looking great for the Italian, but he was a runner-up in BlizzCon last year and been doing very well today, or in 2020. Maybe not today, because he's down 2-0 to Rogue, but, again, you don't reach the BlizzCon final unless you're amazingly good at StarCraft, so... I think that last game, Reynor did not expect Rogue to make that many mutalisks, right? Otherwise, he would have gotten Vipers and Infestors a lot earlier. Maybe some Hydralisks. Just tried to meet him with making mutalisks of his own, but that did not work. Alright, so Hatch firsting here at 16. Pretty darn safe in ZBZ if you know what to do. Sometimes you're going to have to pull workers to save your expansion if your opponent 12 pools, yeah, depending on the map. But this is not Submarine, it's Romanticide, which is a fairly long rush distance. Anyway, amazing stuff. We're 2 games in, and there's been like 0 Roach versus Roach action. There have been Roaches, but they've been attacking other stuff for some reason today. Like it's been roaches against queens and roaches against zerglings and roaches killing drones, and it really hasn't been roach versus roach direct confrontations, you know? It's kind of strange that way. What else can we talk about? There's the Patreon, patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. You can support me for as little as $1 a month. Gives you access to additional 1440p content every week. Holy smokes. You can also support me for $10 a month, which gives you the right to send me one replay to be cast every month of your choosing, no matter what it is. It can be your replay, it can be another replay, it can maybe be a ZVZ that you want me to cast, but I don't cast a ton of ZVZ, so this forces me into it. Got a bunch of people who do that, and we like to cast them all together. Just make it a very professional patron-style cast. But yeah, check it out. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Alright, is anything different in this game at all? Not really. A couple lings on the way here from Rogue that Reynor is not working on himself. This feels like a bit of a retread of Game 1, except we're actually getting speed today, so that's nice. And there's your 233rd man. Rogue says, I don't care. Reynor's not killing me before this third base goes down. So we're fine. Reynor's lings do show up and start chomping on it. But guess what? Enemy lings are here. And a queen is already marching over, so that doesn't take too much damage at all. Reynor takes his own third base at about the same time. And we are macroing here. Both players going for a baneling nest, too. So no roaches yet. No evolution chambers yet. We're not working on upgrades for anybody. We're just going to take some banelings. This really feels like both players are going to max out in this game based on these openings. Quick third bases, banelings for base defense. And if they're both going defense, then this game's going to go late. That's what I'm expecting. So after two fairly short games to start this thing off, we might get more of a macro-style match here in the middle of the series, which makes sense. I think game 3s are maybe traditionally a little bit longer than the other ones, just because someone's trying to extend the series, usually in that situation, in a best of 5 especially. Yeah, so I think both players are getting enough of a scout to recognize the presence of banelings. That said, Evolution Chamber is getting missile attack for Rogue, despite the complete... What? 20 Zerglings and missile attack out of Rogue. Did he misclick? No, because Reynor's doing the same thing. Well, he's droning hard, though. My goodness, he's at 44 to 31. Is he going to die again because he doesn't have enough stuff to defend against Rogue's complete swarm? I mean, he's got banelings this time, which is so much better than game number 1, where he had no banelings at all. Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a tough hold. Oh gosh, lings get inside the main. There are your own banelings. Just gotta get the bonus to the speed because they're on creep. Banelings are so much better in ZVZ than they are in any other matchup, just because you're attacking onto creep. Alright, getting some good trades there as Reynor. Loses one baneling for 2. But the queens are trying to hold court. Lings, oh, there we go. 1 for 1 there. Banelings! All of the drones are down to very low HP, but they do not die because the banelings don't have upgrades yet. And that's it. So he holds it. Reynor does very nicely there. He's up 48 to 30 workers. He's droning harder. He's making some roaches. His +1 missile attack is finishing. Rogue is just now starting a roach warren. But this could just be a reversal of that game 1. Or game 2, I guess, where Reynor did go for a big attack. It didn't do a whole lot, right? And then it hurt him in the long run. Yeah, that roach warren is late. And again, he's down economically big time. Down 20 workers right now. Look at that income advantage. Just whoosh. Way, way down into the red. Zerglings are on a mission. Whoa. Mission to scout out extractor count and worker count at that third base. Pretty happy about that. Gonna take his own gas. And Rogue's at 40 workers. He's not even fully saturated on 3 bases yet. At least not what he... Yeah, look at this. This natural base has no workers at all. I wonder if he's trying to make Reynor think that he's more saturated than he is. That's gotta be it. He's saturating up his third base and keeping his natural base pretty much bereft of workers. And then he's going to show up with a big army that Reynor's not going to expect, because he expects Rogue to be droning hard instead of making a ton of roaches, which is what he's doing. He's got 10 roaches and 25 lings right now. That army supply is 54 to 44. He's got a big time advantage. But again, the Overlord spread shows how many roaches are coming across the map right now. So Reynor should not be caught that unawares by what's going on. He's pumping out 9 of his own roaches, 10 of his own roaches. Both players are on +1 missile attack right now. Trying to sneak. All right, Banelings coming up here from Rogue. 11 Banelings coming up. Ling, again, Ling Roach is so good against just pure Roach because the Lings absorb damage, they do damage. Really good for you. This is just chaos. This is just, I don't know, man. Banelings exploding on things. Why not? That's why we're here today, is to see Banelings exploding on things. Is Reynor going to hold this? He does have the defender's advantage. Oh, yes, Reynor does pull it out. Ends up winning game 3, which he needed to win. This is just, I don't know, like, look at this. Banelings just kind of wandering in all sorts of directions, willy-nilly. Roach versus Roach here, but yeah, army supply 58 to 46. Reynor's got the lead there. He has a huge economic advantage, and he saves his 4th, and Reynor sees what's up. He does tap out. So great, 2 great holds from Reynor. Rogue really tried to kill him twice in this match, and Reynor was like, nope. Manages to survive, and sometimes that's all it is. Do you survive against a humongous attack from your enemy, or do you die? If you survive, can you do it again? And if so, you'll probably win just fine. That's the thing about Zerg. If they can hold off massive attacks from a disadvantaged position army-wise, then economically they will skyrocket. Look at this. Look at this. That's everything. Resources lost, 3,800 for Rogue, 2,000 for Reynor. Insanely efficient. Let's move on into game number 4. Should be a good one. Stick with it. We're here on Juggernautha. I think that's how you say that. Bottom left, Rogue. Top right, it is Reynor. Hope you guys are enjoying your holiday season, whatever holiday you may celebrate this time of year. I'm trying to think. Maybe atheists don't celebrate anything this time of year, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Hey, look, it's a 12 pool here from Reynor on Juggernautha. Okay, it looks like a bigger map, but it's surprisingly straightforward. Wait, hold on. Juke! There's a little juke you have to make to get over here. Yeah, man. Rogue's going... Oh, Rogue did the same thing. What? How? What is this witchcraft? How did he know that Reynor would be going 12 pool? Or vice versa? How did Reynor know that Rogue would be going 12 pool? What is this? I'm utterly confused about why they both decided to go 12 pool. I suppose maybe you 12 pool on this map for reasons I don't understand. Maybe you just assume the other player is 12 pooling, so you do it for defensive purposes. Look at this. 6 lings each. Nobody getting gas or anything yet. We're going to make 6 lings, I assume, and then expand. Ooh, you could block this. It'd be interesting. Rogue could throw a block down. Rogue is making extra lings, though. But he recognizes the hatch timing means that there are Zerglings out. His drone dies. And, yeah. I'm going to pull back and defend, expand later than Reynor does. We're going to enjoy our higher ling count by 2, I guess. But in the long run, it's not going to make a whole lot of a difference. Reynor's actually coming for the attack. What? Why? Why would you do that? It's slow ling versus slow ling micro. Are we ready for this? No, no, dun, 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 dun. It's slow ling versus slow ling here today on Juggernautha TV. I don't even... How do you even micro this, honestly? With queens. That's what you do. And then go home. That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. That's all anybody expects from you. Just go home. Gas on the way from Reynor. No gas here from Rogue. Interestingly enough, he seems to be droning a little bit harder. He's up 17 to 16 workers, and the fact that he's not going to have workers on gas means more mineral production, which means more drones. He's trying to get a better economy up. Maybe to make up for the fact that his natural is later than Reynor's is by a pretty substantial margin, and that can be everything in a game that can be all about the margins. Still no gas. How is this? Is he going to take a quick third? This is not a great map for a quick third. That is hard to protect. That is fairly hard to protect. It's just distance, man. What? I don't... Rogue, what's your play, dude? You need to take gas at some... He's got to take a quick third. I don't know what else you do with slowlings. Okay, finally taking 2 gases here at the natural. And tossing down an evolution chamber. Reynor's not being aggressive. Reynor has 11 Zerglings running around. Speed is pretty far away, so they can't do much by way of being aggressive against these queens and the defensive lings. Rogue just has enough to defend. And right now, Reynor's economy is... Oh, it was better until Rogue just made a bunch of drones, and now his is actually at 36 to 33. So... I guess it was just get a huge drone count up. You take your gases. Reynor's 3rd base is on the way. 1 worker and gas here from Reynor. So he is going to try to drone his face off now. Maybe saturate that 3rd base. Maybe try to out economy Rogue here. Really big spike, actually. I say... Yeah, speed's here, but it's too late at this point. We've got a nice wall. You don't have any banelings at all. You don't even have a baneling nest. You're not getting through this with speedlings. I mean, you could probably take down this evolution chamber or this roach warren. He's not even do. What is this? Yeah, and now there's roaches back here. So no, this is not happening. Just go home. Just go home, guys. Call it good. Roach warren on the way from Reynor. But again, the 3rd base is done. And so happy for Reynor right now. It may be under attack a bit eventually, but Roach speed is not even on the way here. My goodness. Lair done for Rogue. There you go. Roach speed is now getting started, but Reynor's got the economic advantage, which it should show. Yeah, look at that. Look at that jump in just the last 10 seconds. Up into the red. This is what happens when you have 3 bases you're mining from against a 2 just starting a 3rd basing Rogue. Yeah, Reynor's economy is through the roof. And unless these roaches get across the map and do something, which I don't know that they want to do, if they try to move out, these lings snipe that 3rd base. I think Rogue just might be definitely too far behind at this point. Look at this. We're taking all the gases. All the gas income in the world. Lair's finishing from Reynor now. He didn't need it until now at all. The roaches can't move out and do anything. God, this is so good from Reynor. This is so good. It's been some really nice back and forth here from both of these players. Reynor with the earlier income lead there to get his natural faster. Rogue delaying some of his gas income to get his worker count up. Does take the lead temporarily. But then Reynor's 3rd base changes everything too. And now Reynor's got 8 roaches on the way, and economically, he's up. In army value, he's up. In base count, he's up. He just has all of the advantages. He could pretty much, yeah, just make a bunch of roaches an A move at this point, and I think he has it. Upgrades are both, yeah, +1 missile attack, so Rogue doesn't even have an advantage there. He's working on melee as well as +2 missile. So Rogue has a window here where he just has a giant army. It doesn't have any upgrade advantage at all, but wins anyway because he's like a... He got like a 3rd more army than Rogue does. Is he moving? No, I thought he was going to move, but he's not moving. Yeah, look at these roaches. This is so much roach out of Reynor. Glitter Reconstitution finishing in 9 seconds. He's timed this extremely well. Look at this roach go. Whee! Look at all of them go. Whee! It's so funny to me when units that aren't normally fast are very fast. It always makes me laugh. All right, man. So look, it's 96 to 68 supply. No, there's a 1 Ravager from Reynor. That's weird. We'll take it, I guess. Even with Defender's advantage right now, he's stutter stepping up. Rogue is trying to do this thing. But gosh dang, he's down 40 supply. Okay, well, that's GG. Yep. Upgrade, that Carapace upgrade did not help Rogue all that much. And that's your GG. Reynor does end up forcing a game number 5 and from a really, really great position. That was nuts. Yeah, it just roaches, dude. I guess Ravager. He had a Ravager in the army at the end of the game, but resources lost pretty even across the board there. But if you look at it, army supply was so much bigger for Reynor, and getting that third base up so much earlier than Rogue could was massive. It was super duper important. He got it done. Rogue couldn't really threaten it. He didn't have the link count to mess with it. He didn't want to send his roaches out because Reynor had enough to keep him at home, and that's that. Wow. All right, so game 5s are fun. We like game 5s in our Sunday series. Let's see what's going to happen between these two players. Stick with it. We shall return very shortly. Game 5. Man, I love a game 5. Is somebody going to be aggressive, or are both players going to be conservative because you don't want to lose in a dumb way? Top left-hand corner of Submarine, a very short rush distance map. It is Rogue, and in the bottom right, we've got Reynor. Holy smokes. All right, what are we going to do? Well, the answer is not 12 pool, because we've seen that already. Not a 12 pool Aroni at all. Overlord scouting. Overlord scouting. All right. Anywho's, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, so I hope that wherever you are, you're safe and you're well. Thank you so much for being a subscriber of the channel. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. You can also join it if you're interested. That'll just allow you to support the channel directly for ending just as little as a couple bucks a month. If you'd rather use that instead of Patreon, I can totally understand that. You're already on YouTube, right? So, I mean, you don't have to sign up for something new to support the channel. It's just right through YouTube's own mechanisms. Yeah, it might not be available in your country, but if it is, give it a thought. I also really want to start streaming on Saturdays for you guys. I think that would be fun. Saturdays, US, maybe later Saturdays in other parts of the world, but we'll cast some of your replays. Maybe we'll play some games together. Maybe Imba League, maybe some free-for-all shenanigans. Some arcade stuff you guys are into. Star Battles, maybe. I do kind of like Star Battles. It's one of the few arcade games I put any amount of time into at all, but yeah, let me know if you're interested in a potential Saturday YouTube stream, huh? It might be cool. All right, so both players doing the gosh darn same thing at this point. They both went 16, 18, 17. They both have their expansions at this stage. Nobody is significantly behind anybody else right now. Rogue gets speed first, but it's not a super aggressive timing for speed, so whatever. And then Reynor gets his next, but he does drone a little bit harder. He does make a couple lings here too, but then maybe he doesn't need to make. This is what's tricky about ZVZ, is that sometimes you make 4 lings blindly and you need them, and they keep you alive against an attack. And sometimes you make 4 lings and they put you behind the enemy irrevocably. And then suddenly you're dead because you didn't make drones there. It's so stupid. Third base here from Rogue on the way. And he's been really aggressive at taking super duper fast thirds, with the exception of the last game where he lost. So maybe he's like, I gotta go back to my third basing ways, which he sounds a little like not StarCraft, if you see it that way. Rogue got his own third base coming in here too. I gotta say, I did not expect on Submarine both players would be taking sub 3-minute thirds, but here we are. What else is happening in the world? Ooh, The Expanse is back on Amazon Prime. I'm so happy The Expanse is back. I love it so much. It's got an increased CGI budget this season. You can totally tell, too. Man, this is ling flooding from Rogue. Check it out, man. The Expanse is great. It's my favorite sci-fi anything of the last 20 years, probably. All right. Well, that third base is in trouble because Rogue has a massive Ling Flood. Oh my gosh. Is he just going to win this because massive Ling Flood wins when you don't have Banelings yet? Okay. Baneling's finished. Big hit. Big hit with that Baneling. This group of Lings is running around at the speed of sound. He does decide. Oh, he tried to back out. He tried to back out. Didn't happen. Third base is actually alive for Reynor. Holy crap, that was the very last second. Let's build some Banelings and hope we don't die play from Reynor. And he didn't die. That was disgusting. All right, so it's 31 to 25 workers. It's an advantage for worker count for Reynor. His army supply is substantially lower, though. 38 to 20. Rogue has a big old roach army behind this. But again, economically, Roach Warren is maybe a little bit late. But can he just do the same thing he did in the last game, right? Can he threaten pressure on the third base enough to keep the roaches at home? No. He can't, because look, there's an enemy Zergling group here from Rogue as well. So anywhere the Lings go, they're getting shadowed. Is Reynor just dead? Reynor might just be dead, you guys. Looking at this. Yep, okay. Killing the third base is effectively a GG. Oh, no, look at this. Look at this. The Lings did get in. Rogue's Lings are out of position. Okay, so some drones go down. A Queen's probably going to die, but the third base for Reynor dies entirely. These Lings are forced to leave, whereas the roaches are still on a warpath down on the south side. So Reynor in just as much trouble as you're ever going to be in here. Raynor's making a roach, but he's so behind in army supply. I mean, even if he had an equal number of Lings and Banes here, this would be hard to hold for him. He doesn't. He's down 60 to 32 supply, and these roaches, though. I mean, Reynor has held tough spots before, but never from a base disadvantage. Not like this. Corrosive Bile's trying to connect here with these Banelings. Alright, okay. That was alright. Oh, some decent Baneling hits there. Another big one would be huge. Hey, that's not huge enough from Reynor, but look, the natural base for Rogue is going to go down. What is happening right now? Reynor has such a big economy that if he can hold here, which it looks like maybe he can. He's got 5 roaches popping. Corrosive Biles do some work to his own Lings there. Jerome's getting pulled off the line because he knows he has the worker advantage of 27 to 19. Dude, these Lings, though, these Lings from Reynor have been doing so much work. There is no income at all for Rogue right now. Main base income only. But he does have 3 bases. This is nuts. This is a crazy ZVZ game. Holy crap. Alright, so again, economically, Raynor's doing great. But war-wise, Rogue doing a little bit better. That said, this little Ling Ravager thing, no. There are enough roaches here to just hold it. Absolutely. Maybe you don't want to step outside too far. Okay, you want to step outside all the way if you're Reynor here. Dude, Rogue is making... He's not droning up. He's making 10 more Lings. He wants to win this thing now. If he can... Obviously, if he can kill Reynor, he wins. Thank you, Captain Obvious. But the fact that he's continually denying this third base from Reynor while his own third base is up means he has more larva production. He can outproduce Reynor in this game in a way that would be really nice. But army supply 38 to 26. Rogue is finally droning up behind this, trying to be just cute with the Ravagers and the Roaches. That has a lot of Lings from Rogue, man. He is just expecting some kind of a counterattack that he's going to deal with. Reynor has had some disgustingly sick holds today. I don't even... Wow. Just sick holds. I don't know what else to say about this series other than Reynor has won a couple games that I would have lost absolutely in his position just because he's able to micro his face off and hold out against superior forces thanks to the power of Defender's Advantage and just getting Baneling hits in situations where you need them for the most part. Still no third base though, and this is a problem. Rogue is saturating up his third base. His natural is looking a lot better than it was. Third base finally goes down from Reynor, but is it too late? He hasn't really felt like he's had the expendable income or the army size to defend it right now, or up to this point. Overlord scouting here from Rogue. Place your bets, man. Who do you think is going to win this thing? We're at 89 to 91 total supply. Reynor has the better economy, but Rogue has the bigger army, which has pretty much been the case throughout this entire game. If he kills this third base, it's over. Can Reynor hold again against a numerically superior army, an economically superior army? Oh, he just cancels. He knows he can't hold it. Oh, the Ling surround sucks. It means the corrosive vials are easier to hit from Rogue. Is this... I hesitate to say the word GG here, but... is it enough? Nobody has any upgrades, by the way. Reynor's +1 is actually going to finish now? That might be incredibly good for him. Dude, upgrade advantage. Okay, alright. He did lose his evolution chamber, which sucks, but hey, he's got 2 more. Look, man, it's one thing to hold. It's another thing to hold when your opponent has an entire base up on you. I don't know. I don't think Reynor has this thing. He's oversaturated at his main. He's oversaturated at his natural. Reynor can hold all he wants, but Rogue can outspend him. Yeah, that is an evolution chamber, which is not going to finish that upgrade, I don't think. Again, the +1 is nice. It's really nice from Reynor here. We are getting into kind of the Roach... oh, hang on. I'm going to say the Roach Ravager stuff, but not really. This is Rogue going for the kill, trying to step on the throat of his enemy Reynor. But Reynor pushing back against this, dodging corrosive vials, enjoying the +1 attack upgrade advantage. Army supply is bigger. 55 to 41 right now. What the crap is going on? Is Reynor coming back from an impossible position, you guys? Is that what's happening here today? These queens are moving up across the map. Reynor's up 95 to 63 supply. What? What? Reynor reverse swept Rogue in this best of 5. Are you kidding me? Did that +1 attack just make all of the difference in the known universe? Is that all it was? I gotta look at the instant he says GG. It's like right here, right? Yeah, there's your GG. So, army value 51 to 30 and 44 to 33 workers. There's still... dude, Reynor won this game without a third base. He did not have a third. He didn't have the resources to make a third base either. He just had 14 roaches to 1 roach. He had 3 ravagers to 3 ravagers. I think Rogue just went in for the kill too many times against Reynor today, and Reynor's holds are some of the sickest holds I have seen in my entire StarCraft 2 casting career. Of any race. Of any race. That hold, that final hold, I still don't know how he did it. He was down in total army supply. Rogue's reinforcements were getting there fast because it's a short rush distance, right? He's got more larvae to work with. Holy crap. I don't even know what that was incredible. That was just incredible. I don't know how else to explain this to anybody else, but Reynor able to come back from down 2 to 0 against world champion Rogue, whose ZVZs are disgustingly good, when Rogue was trying to murder him hard. This was not Rogue underestimating Reynor. This was not him trying to sit on 3 bases and hope he wins. He was being aggressive. He was trying to kill the kid. The 18-year-old. Okay, he's an adult, but still, he looks like he's about 12 on camera. Resources lost is virtually identical. That doesn't help us at all in figuring this out. The income tab tells us everything. Despite the fact that Rogue was on 3 bases, he never really had the worker count to saturate all of those. So Reynor's better income, even while he was mining out of his main base, was huge. Both players lost a handful of workers. 208 lings died from Rogue, though. That's a lot of zerglings. That's a lot of deadlings, and I'm not sure they paid for themselves either. Wow. Just wow. All right, well, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Sunday series. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.